Okay, so I had been planning to try to keep all of my motors on off my torso and onto my arm, and so I was actuating my arms in the order the x-axis, then the z-axis, and then the elbow. And I knew that it had some limitations. I knew it wasn't perfect, but I've been fooling around with the kinematics with this, and I didn't have any idea that it was this bad. I just got to show you this. What I did is I went through and I did like a brute force test on the entire range of the arm. And what you see here is all these little itty bitty green little specks are where I was able to reach with the end effector on my um this 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 arm, and then all these round spheres on the left side and right side of the arm are just not reachable. Can't do it. And I had no idea that it was this bad. And so so I decided that I was going to rethink the other rotation orders, the one that's used on the Cheetah Mini, which is um, the Z axis and then two X axes. And so I got to show you that. Okay, so here I am in Blender, and I want to show you how I was able to get the Z-axis actuators into my beautiful segmented torso. So here we are. You can kind of see that the blue actuators here are deep inside the um, deep inside the torso. What I'm doing is even though I have all these segments in place here, sometimes I will I'll form a block, I'll bolt several of them together in a rigid, and it's not necessarily articulated. Like right now, I have the shoulders attached to a block that's between the segment one, two, and three. It's just rigid. It's not It doesn't move. It's not articulated, and it's like this rigid thing I can attach the shoulders to, and that's what I've been doing. And I've always it kind of leaves a sour stomach place in my stomach because it's almost like a waste of space, and I wish that I could do something with that. Um, with this with this new actuator where I'm going to try to get the z-axis to run first, I was actually able to, if I move the block and I unblock segments 1, 2, and 3, and then instead turn segments 3, 4, and 5 into a rigid block, those motors will actually go in there very nicely. And I want to show you how I do that. Let's see if I can pull these away here, and I will pull this away. This is now the new, if I'm going to build my shoulders out like this, these are 3-inch diameter by 2-inch actuators. These are these are, these are not dynamic actuators. These are 36X gear motors, so they won't be back drivable, unfortunately, but they will fit in here nicely. If I wanted to put in some back drivable motors, I probably could do something where I make a block out of maybe 5, 6, and 7. I'm not going to do that right now. Right for now, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. They would be a little bigger and they might press out towards the rib cage a little bit. So I would have to either put them lower down or I would have to lose the rib cage, one or the other. But for now, I think that these kinematic motors are going to work fine. And I'll pull this away some of these pieces so we can see how it goes together. Let's take away the shoulder blades, and let's see if I can take away the I can take away these guys and the carriages. We'll take away the carriages, and we start out with take away the okay. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to get rid of. I have these are my segments. This is the third and fifth segment. Obviously, there's no fourth one, but they house the actuators directly. And if I put in um, the these mounts will let me mount on the shoulder blades and put those in. And if I you can see that I have a wheel here, the drive wheel, and there's a belt drive to a wheel that goes outside of the torso. And this is the Z-axis shoulder pivot. If I put in the arms, let's see if we can get a look of how these move now. If I throw that in pose mode and I grab my Z-axis, if I can I get that to turn? Okay, as I actuate the Z-axis of the arm, you can see how the drive wheel on the left-hand side is driving the wheel on the outside, and that's how I can get my Z-axis actuators to drive the arm, and that's I think that will give me the I think that's a nice tighter design than what I was using before. And then the rest of these will just be, if I look at it, these are your run-of-the-mill traditional Z-axis, and then I'll be able to get a good a much more range of motion on the arms for this thing. And let's just, you know what, for fun, let's just put this into place, and I'll pose these, and we'll get a nice pose out of this. We'll move you in the back. And so in practice, when it's being used, it'll actually kind of take on a stance like this. Let's put in some segments and put that in. Okay, let's give you one cool shot of this thing. That is my 4-axis torso with my two 3-axis arms, and it's looking pretty good. Hopefully I'll be able to get that together in a couple weeks.